The sun set gently behind the Bodhi tree, its golden rays illuminating the serene face of the Buddha. I approached him with hesitation, the weight of my struggles pressing heavily on my heart. His tranquil gaze met mine, and he gestured for me to sit beside him. I knelt on the cool ground, my voice faltering as I spoke of my inner turmoil. "Master," I began, "I feel trapped by my own expectations, unable to forgive myself for my imperfections." Buddha listened intently, the rustling leaves above providing a soothing backdrop to my confession. The Buddha observed him silently, then raised his hand to calm the disciples. "Ananda," the Buddha said, his voice firm yet gentle, "the longing you describe is the essence of human desire itself." Buddha smiled faintly, his voice a gentle breeze that swept through my troubled thoughts. "Indeed," he said, "yet many choose to carry stones of self-judgment, believing their worth is tied to their burden." I felt the truth of his words sink into my heart, yet I struggled to grasp their full meaning. "But Master," I asked, "how can one learn to set down the stone when it feels so intrinsic to their being?" Buddha paused, his gaze drifting to the horizon where the sky met the earth in perfect harmony. "One must first understand," he said, "that the stone is not a part of oneself, but an object one holds." His words felt like a key turning in a lock, a gentle nudge toward a door I had not known existed. "But how, Master?" I pressed. "Do we recognize the stone for what it is and let go of its weight?" Buddha gestured to a small pile of stones nearby, their surfaces worn smooth by time and the elements. "Take one," he instructed, "and hold it in your hand. Then tell me how it feels to grasp its weight." I obeyed, selecting a stone and cradling it in my palm, its cool surface grounding me in the present moment. "It feels solid, Master," I said, "a tangible weight that I can sense with my every movement." Buddha nodded, his eyes soft yet piercing as they met mine. "And if you choose to place it back upon the ground," he asked, "what do you feel then?" I hesitated before setting the stone down, its absence both a relief and a revelation. "I feel lighter, Master," I admitted, the truth resonating within me like a clear bell. Buddha's voice carried the wisdom of countless ages as he spoke. "So too," he said, "can you release the weight of self-judgment by recognizing it as separate from your essence." The simplicity of the act astounded me, yet I knew the path to self-acceptance would require mindfulness and practice. "I cannot deny the endless yearning that claws at my soul," Ananda admitted. "How can I silence it, Master?" The Buddha gestured toward the sunset, its hues spreading across the vast expanse of the sky. "But Master," I continued, "is it not difficult to remain detached when the clouds seem endless and oppressive?" Buddha placed a hand on the trunk of the Bodhi tree, its ancient bark a testament to resilience. "Consider this tree," he said, "which stands firm through storms, its roots anchored deep in the nourishing earth. Why must I embrace impermanence as though it brings meaning to my journey?" Ananda asked, attempting to challenge the lesson. The Buddha paused thoughtfully before responding. "Through mindfulness and compassion," he said, "you can nurture the roots that connect you to the present moment and your true nature." His words felt like a soothing balm to my troubled soul, a guidepost on the path to self-acceptance. "To find peace, Ananda, you must surrender the illusions of permanence and possession alike." The disciples closed their eyes, reflecting deeply on the paradox of presence. His advice stirred something deep within me, a reminder of the kindness I so readily offered to others. "But Master," I wondered aloud, "how can one believe they are worthy of such compassion when they see only their flaws?" Buddha reached for a lotus flower that had fallen nearby, its petals delicate yet resilient. "This flower," he said, "blooms despite the mud from which it rises, a testament to the beauty within imperfection." His words illuminated the path forward, a beacon of hope in the darkness of self-doubt. Master, I said, your teachings have planted a seed of understanding within me. But how can I ensure it will grow? Buddha placed the lotus gently in my hands. Its presence a reminder of the potential for growth and renewal. Tend to it, he said, with the water of mindfulness and the light of compassion, and it will flourish in time. Ananda, your longing for peace will diminish only when you become the peace you seek, the Buddha advised. The gathering remained still, the profound truth of his teachings echoing across the tranquil land. His answer echoed in the silence that followed, a silence filled with the promise of transformation and growth. As the night enveloped us, the teachings of the Buddha remained a guiding light, illuminating the path to self-acceptance. His words, like the roots of the Bodhi tree, anchored me in the present and nourished my soul. Another day. The sun cast its golden glow over the lotus pond, its surface shimmering like a mirror of stillness. I approached Buddha with a sense of trepidation, my heart weighed down by recurring self-doubt. He stood by the water, observing the delicate movements of the lotus flowers swaying gently in the breeze. Master, I began. I struggle to forgive myself. As my heart feels burdened with endless judgment and regret, Buddha turned to me, his gaze filled with compassion, and gestured for me to sit beside him. Tell me, he said gently, what do you see in the reflection of the pond before us? I leaned forward, my eyes meeting the tranquil surface, where the sky and flowers mirrored their beauty. I see a clear reflection. Master, I answered, but it is easily disturbed by even the slightest ripple. Buddha nodded, his voice calm and measured as he continued. And what happens when you place your hand into the water? Disrupting its stillness? I hesitated, then reached into the pond, creating waves that distorted the once clear image. The reflection becomes unclear. Master, I replied, its beauty replaced by chaos and disorder. Buddha smiled faintly, his gaze returning to the water as the ripples gradually subsided. So too, he said, does the heart lose its clarity when it is agitated by judgment and self-condemnation. His words resonated deeply, yet I struggled to understand how to still the ripples within my own heart. But Master, I asked, how can one restore clarity to the heart when it feels overwhelmed by inner turmoil? Buddha reached down, lifting a small, muddied stone from the edge of the pond, its surface dull and rough. Observe this stone, he said, holding it aloft for me to see, and tell me what you perceive. I studied the stone, its imperfections visible even under the soft glow of sunlight. It appears heavy and unremarkable. Master, I answered honestly, its beauty obscured by layers of dirt. Buddha placed the stone gently into the water, washing away the mud with slow, deliberate movements. And now, he said, presenting the stone once more, what do you perceive after its cleansing? The stone shimmered in the light, its natural beauty revealed, a symbol of transformation. It is clear and radiant. Master, I replied, the sight filling me with a sense of wonder. The disciples listened closely, their thoughts drawn to moments of their own attachments and losses. True satisfaction cannot be bound to possessions, the Buddha continued, for possessions are fragile and transient by nature. His analogy stirred something within me, a newfound understanding of the power of self-kindness. But Master, I continued, how does one cultivate such compassion when the mud feels deeply ingrained within the heart? Buddha gestured toward the lotus flowers blooming amidst the muddy waters, their petals untouched by the mire below. Consider the lotus, he said, which rises above the mud to bloom in purity and grace, untainted by its origins. His words painted a vivid image in my mind, a testament to the resilience of the spirit. They possess much, yet their satisfaction appears fleeting, the boy said hesitantly. The Buddha nodded in affirmation. Master, I said, your teachings inspire hope within me, yet I fear my efforts will never be enough. Buddha placed a hand on my shoulder, his touch grounding and reassuring. Wisdom allows you to release attachment and embrace the impermanence of all things. The disciples reflected deeply on these words, searching their hearts for clarity. But Master, I asked, how can one remain steadfast in the face of doubt and setbacks along the journey? Buddha gestured to the ripples that still danced across the surface of the pond, their movements gradually fading into stillness. Acknowledge the ripples, he said, but do not cling to them, for they will pass in time, leaving clarity behind. His analogy illuminated the path forward, a reminder of the impermanence of struggles and the resilience of the spirit. Master, I said, I feel as though my heart reflects both the muddy stone and the blooming lotus. The Buddha turned back to him with unwavering compassion in his gaze. The true bowl is your ability to hold and receive, not the vessel itself, he said calmly. But Master, I asked, how can one embrace this duality without losing sight of their inner potential for goodness? Buddha reached for a fallen lotus petal, its delicate form a testament to the beauty of impermanence. Hold this petal, he said, placing it gently in my hand, and feel its softness, its fragility. I cradled the petal, its touch a reminder of the fleeting nature of all things. The petal, like the heart, Buddha continued, is both vulnerable and resilient, capable of beauty even amidst impermanence. His words filled me with a sense of peace, a reminder of the delicate balance within the human spirit. Master, I said, your teachings have touched my heart deeply, but how can I apply them in my daily life? Buddha gestured to the pond, its surface now still and reflective once more. Begin, he said, by observing your thoughts as you would the ripples on the water. Without judgment or attachment, his guidance felt clear and attainable, a practice that could anchor me amidst the currents of life. The boy placed the broken shards on the ground, releasing the burden of his sorrow with quiet determination. The Buddha smiled gently as the boy's face lifted toward the sunlight, now warmed by hope instead of grief. The village grew lively once more, its bustling sounds intertwining with the timeless melody of impermanence. The disciples followed the Buddha onward, their minds illuminated by the light of his wisdom and their steps growing lighter with each moment. His words filled me with a sense of resilience, a reminder that growth is not linear but a continuous journey. Master, I said, I feel grateful for your wisdom, which illuminates the path like the sun guiding the lotus. The Buddha, alongside his disciples, journeyed to a hill where an elderly woman sat peacefully beneath a flowering tree. The woman greeted them warmly, offering water with a smile that radiated contentment and kindness. Master, I asked, how can one maintain gratitude when faced with the challenges and hardships of life? Buddha gestured to the flowers that bloomed despite the mud beneath them. See each challenge, he said, as an opportunity to cultivate strength, just as the lotus rises above its origins. His analogy painted a vivid picture in my mind, a testament to the transformative power of gratitude. Master, I said, I feel as though my heart is beginning to understand the depth of your teachings. The disciples listened closely, sensing the profound truth embedded within her simple yet heartfelt words. To give is to receive, the woman continued, and this has been a truth I've learned through life's many challenges. The Buddha nodded, his gaze thoughtful, reflecting on the depth of her insight into the nature of contentment. Your wisdom transcends possessions and desires, the Buddha remarked, and unveils the essence of happiness that lies beyond the self. The woman's smile widened, her posture exuding humility and gratitude for the opportunity to share her understanding. Master, one disciple ventured, is contentment truly attainable when one faces loss and impermanence throughout life? The Buddha paused, his gaze resting upon the horizon where the earth met the infinite sky. His answer echoed in the silence that followed. a silence filled with the promise of transformation and growth. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the teachings of the Buddha remained a guiding light, illuminating the path to self-acceptance. His words, like the roots of the Bodhi tree, anchored me in the present and nourished my soul. Another day. The sun filtered through the forest canopy, casting dappled shadows along the path where Buddha led his disciples. I walked among them, my heart lighter yet still yearning for wisdom to guide me further. Buddha stopped beside a tall tree, its trunk bearing deep marks of age and storms it had weathered. "Consider this tree," Buddha began, his voice calm yet resonant. "Its scars do not diminish its strength but enrich its story." I stepped closer, my hand brushing the rough bark, the texture a testament to resilience and growth. "Master," I said, "I see the scars. But how does one find beauty in their own marks of suffering?" Buddha turned to face me, his gaze steady yet filled with compassion. "Growth," he said, "is not the absence of trials but the transformation they inspire within." His words settled in my heart, yet I struggled to fully embrace the notion. "But Master," I asked, "how can one transform pain into growth when it feels insurmountable and all-consuming?" Buddha gestured to the roots of the tree, intertwined deeply with the soil beneath. "The dance of life flows when we embrace its impermanence and foster love that transcends the fragile boundaries of self." The disciples closed their eyes, imagining this cosmic rhythm as they absorbed the teachings within their souls. "Master," I said, "I wish to cultivate such strength. But how can one begin when their foundation feels uncertain?" Buddha knelt beside the tree, tracing its roots with his fingers as though uncovering hidden wisdom. "Begin," he said, "by acknowledging the storms you have faced, for each has shaped the roots of your being." His guidance felt like a lantern in the dark, illuminating a path forward. "Master," I asked, "how can one continue to grow when the scars still carry echoes of pain and regret?" Buddha reached for a fallen branch nearby, its surface weathered yet alive with new shoots. "Observe this branch," he said, holding it aloft. "It bears the marks of time yet nurtures fresh growth." His words reminded me that healing and growth coexist, each enriching the other. "But Master," I wondered aloud, "how does one nurture new growth while honoring the scars that remain?" Buddha placed the branch gently on the ground, its presence a symbol of renewal and continuity. "Honor your scars," he said, "as they are chapters in your story, each contributing to the strength within you." His wisdom felt like a gentle embrace, a reminder that acceptance is a vital step toward transformation. "Master," I said, "I understand the importance of growth. But what if fear holds one back from embracing change?" Buddha turned his gaze to a nearby stream, its waters flowing effortlessly around stones in its path. "Fear," he said, "is like a stone in the stream. It may momentarily disrupt the flow but cannot stop its journey." His analogy resonated deeply, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. "But Master," I asked, "how can one overcome fear when it feels overwhelming, like a barrier to progress?" Buddha knelt by the stream, lifting a small pebble from its bed and holding it in his palm. "Face it," he said, "as you would a pebble in your hand, recognizing its presence but not clinging to it." His words offered both clarity and a practical approach to navigating fear. "Master," I said, "your teachings inspire courage, yet I fear that doubt may still linger within me. This lotus teaches us that adversity is not our enemy but the very soil from which growth begins." A disciple named Ravi spoke, his voice trembling with emotion. "Master," I asked, "how can one balance doubt with faith in their own potential for growth?" Buddha gestured to the sky above, where clouds drifted gracefully, ever-changing yet constant in their motion. "Balance comes," he said, "from observing the transient nature of thoughts, allowing both doubt and faith to coexist without attachment." His analogy painted a picture of harmony, a reminder that all emotions have their place. Master, I said, I wish to cultivate such balance. But how can one practice it in daily life? Buddha pointed to the footprints left on the path, each a mark of the steps taken by the disciples. Begin, he said, by walking mindfully, each step a reminder of presence and purpose, grounding you in the here and now. His guidance felt practical and accessible, a practice I could integrate into my journey. His words painted a vivid image, and I could almost see the sculptor, his chisel striking the stone with precision. Though his creations brought joy to others, Arjun felt disconnected, as if his own essence had been lost. As the day turned to dusk, the teachings of Buddha lingered like a melody, resonating in the hearts of all who listened. His wisdom, like the roots of the tall tree, provided strength and grounding, illuminating the path to self-acceptance and growth. His voice softened, drawing us deeper into the tale. He labored tirelessly, shaping the marble into a statue that would embody his highest vision of truth and grace. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.